In this video, I'm gonna go over exactly how to monetize your audience, okay? And by the end of this, you're gonna have a full comprehensive understanding on exactly how to do this so you can make good money. Now, first of all, you're probably like, why listen to me, right? I've been able to, I'm extremely good at monetizing because even with an audience size of like less than 700 followers, I was able to hit 10K a month. And I've done that with multiple different businesses. And now as Scalar, we're currently doing about like 321K MRR, monthly recurring revenue, right? So in this video, I pretty much have a good grasp on exactly how to monetize your audience. So this video is gonna break it down. So make sure you actually stick around and watch this entire video because this is gonna be one of the most valuable videos you've ever seen in your entire life when it comes to this topic, okay? Now, first thing is first, right? There are 4 phases when trying to monetize your audience that you have to understand, right? And right now, when you're watching this video, you have to realize that when I'm telling you this information, all of you guys have different levels of skill set, which means this information that you're about to consume is going to, like, your level of understanding is going to depend on your building blocks that you already have. This is the building block, right? Some of you guys might already have some sort of sales skills. Some of you might have no sales skills. Some of you might be good at like coding or something like that. You know what I mean? You guys all just, each person who's watching this video, the context of the skill sets that they've built is completely different. So that's why I'm gonna like thoroughly try to explain it to you no matter where you are, okay? So the first thing is traffic, right? If you have some sort of audience, at least one of the building blocks that you might have is how to get traffic. Traffic just means being able to get eyeballs, being able to reach people, right? Now, in order to monetize the traffic that you have, right, you have to understand that, humans have a desire. All humans have some sort of desire, and people buy when there's a desire, right? For example, if you go to Starbucks, people already have the desire to get coffee, which means that the desire is already there, which is why people pay them, right? It's the same thing with your audience. They already have some sort of desire, which is why they, followed along to watch you, right? So it's understanding their desires first, which is incredibly important. And then with that, your traffic can be anything. It can be your network, people in person. It can be on Instagram. It can be on YouTube. It can be email list. It can be whatever, right? Any of those things. Then from there, once you already have the traffic and you understand your audience's desires, the way that you're going to understand your audience's desires by obviously talking to them, looking at the comment section, looking at what they say, right? And that'll just give you a good grasp of that. And from there, we go into 2, which equals conversion. Now, this is where a lot of people who have an audience mess up, which is they don't properly audit their opportunity that they have, right? Like I've seen people I've talked to that have over 100K followers. They have even like 10K on YouTube or whatever, but they still haven't made any money because they haven't properly checked out all the opportunity that they have. Something that I did was like, even with an audience size of, let's say even if you have like 700 followers, right? What you could do is you could go to Google Sheets, you could create a CRM, like a list inside the Google Sheets. And pretty much what you could do is you could list out all the people that you could potentially help, right? Who knows, you might have 100 people, 50 people, 10 people, 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, right? A lot of people don't take time to audit their opportunity, which is what really like holds them back because they're pretty much sitting on a gold mine, but they just don't understand it because they don't audit the current opportunity that they have, right? So there's that. And the way that you're gonna convert these people is by understanding the messaging, right? You could make posts like, hey, what do you guys want? You want to ask the market what it wants, right? If you have an audience and, they followed you for a reason, maybe if you ask them a question like, hey, what do you guys want, right? Do you guys want X? Do you guys want Y? Do you guys want Z? The more clear you understand their pain point, the more likely they are going to buy. And the way that you can convert people is by having CTAs, which pretty much means call to action, right? Being like, hey, once you understand their desire, you could make a call to action like, hey, I'll help you get XYZ. Click here, we got 5 spots left, right? So that's directing their attention into a container, right? You can convert people through the DMs by just talking to them. Another one is, you can make a post. Another one is just through content. Another one is you can direct them to a call with you. You can use a software called Calendly to do that. And from there, that's pretty much conversion, right? So pretty much over here, like if I show you a visual, this is traffic, eyeballs, right? Which is number 1. 2 equals conversion, doing the opportunity audit, figuring out all the people that you could help. And then from there, obviously, then it's like delivery. That's the next step, right? Number 3. And in terms of delivery, the best way to deliver is by using this platform called School, because what Schools allows you to do is it allows you to make posts, it allows you to host a community there, it allows you to charge money there, it allows you to have your courses there, it allows you to message people, it allows you to capture phone number, it allows you to pretty much do everything in a single container. So pretty much going from the traffic that you have, doing the opportunity audit, now capturing those people by doing the CTA, you capture them into a single container, right? And this is incredibly important because imagine, right now, what happens is a lot of people don't even have a container, which is what stops them from being able to monetize. Having a container is extremely important. Imagine you were in a river, right? And in this river, you wanted to collect some water and you never had a bucket, right? That's kind of like not having a delivery system. So having some sort of good container is going to be extremely important. And this is infinitely scalable because in School, no matter how much of an audience size you have, you could always put people in there. There's people that have an audience size of 30K members, 100K members, it doesn't matter. 1K members, 50 members, it doesn't matter. Just having a container is extremely important. And then from there, obviously, in terms of delivery, what you could do is like one-on-one, right? You could help people one-on-one. You could charge them high ticket premium prices, like above 1K, 2K, 3K. And obviously, then after that, you could scale to one-to-many, which is like helping multiple people at once, right? Because if you have the demand, you could start scaling it. So there's that. That's pretty much a delivery system. And after that, what happens is certain people hit a bottleneck, maybe like once they get to like 50K a month, stuff like that, which is when they want to scale further and they need to create systems, right? In terms of systems, what happens is people start getting a few clients. Maybe they make 14K, 15K, 30K, 50K. And then they're trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist yet. They're like, oh, how am I going to make this scalable when they can for sure take on more clients? So they don't know their own capacity on how much they can handle first. So you want to scale as much as possible. And then from there, you create systems from having the problem exist. Once the problem is in front of you, then you want to solve it. You don't want to worry about imaginary problem. Once it exists and it's in your face, then you solve it, right? So you simply just find a solution to it. Every problem you can find a solution to it. And here's like a little bit of a breakdown, right? Because within each step, there's a lot of context, right? Like obviously eyeballs, you could do ads, or you could do organic, you could do JV, or you could do partnership. Obviously, there's layers to every single step, no matter which one you have. School's a platform, obviously, to understand School, how to create a group. There's going to be a bunch of layers to that too, right? So traffic to School, and then from School, when they join, what we do is like some sort of onboarding system, right? As soon as someone joins the community, there's an automated DM that gets sent on their text and just to them directly. So that's some sort of system. And then from there, they get a call. And in the call, I don't use a script just because I'm good at what I do, but some people who need it, they can have a script, right? That way, like let's say you want to start hiring people so you can start converting more people. If let's say delivery is your bottleneck and you don't want to spend time in converting, then obviously like having these sort of systems like, like script, SOP is probably going to be helpful. And then obviously from there, you go into discovery call, right? So it's pretty simple from there. Obviously, if they say no to that, what you could do is you could just nurture them. If they're in the community in the first place, if you've captured them in the container, you could nurture them, give them value, goodwill, and then they're gonna buy later. So it doesn't matter. It's just they're not ripe yet. Not every apple in the tree is gonna be ripe right off the bat. It's gonna be in different stages. You know what I'm saying? So from there, they go to discovery and they turn into a client, right? And in terms of that, like let's say you have too many clients, then maybe you could hire a CSM, right? Client success manager. They immediately welcome them into the community. They give them some sort of like touch point, which helps, right? And then obviously you get good results. You know, people want to stay, and then eventually you could upsell them, right? So this is just like some form of system. This is not the entire system, but you see how like there's so much layers to each thing. It's important. But if you haven't even, like, let's say, if you haven't gotten, like, let's say your first 10 clients, and obviously you want to go all in on getting your first 10 clients, you don't even worry about systems. Because remember, like I mentioned, fix the current problem that you're having, not a future one, which is incredibly important. I just wanted to give this more comprehensive breakdown so you could kind of understand it, so you could kind of like soak it in. But this helps in terms of any stages, really just being able to understand this. And yeah, that's exactly how you are able to monetize your audience effectively.